Yeah, so it wasn't supposed to be like this, was it? This was supposed to be the game where both sides headed off into Germany afterwards. Well, only Slovakia are going there, but it is an important game for Wales, who'll be hoping to do what Sweden did to Wales before Euro 2016 and send Slovakia into action with a thumping defeat. Remember, Wales lost 3-0 to Sweden before the 2016 competition and went on to reach the semi-finals, and in their first game they beat Slovakia 8 years ago on Tuesday, and three of the players they faced that day, Peter Pekarek, Juraj Kucka and Ondrej Duda, who scored, are in the starting lineup for Slovakia tonight. So it's Dubravka of Newcastle in goal, across the back Pekarek, Vavro, Skriniar the captain, and Hansko. In midfield, Kucka, Stanislav Lobotka, Duda, and then up front, Shranz Bozenik and Lukas Haralsin. Wales have 4 survivors from the Gibraltar game. They have Danny Ward in goal, Finn Stevens, Ethan Ampadu captaining for the first time, Ben Cabango and Jay De Silva. We think in the back four, that remains to be seen. If the lineups are correct, Nathan Broadhead, Jordan James, Josh Sheehan and Dan James will be the 4 in midfield behind the front line, and now all Premier League front line of Kiefer Moore and Brennan Johnson. Ethan Ampadu, what a time it's been for him. He is just 23. This is his 52nd cap and the first time he captains his country. And let's be honest, it's a glimpse into the future with Ethan Ampadu, because as Rob Page has said often enough, he will captain Wales on a permanent basis in the near future. He's got a job to do as skipper tonight, as Wales look to regain a little bit of credibility after that goalless draw on the Rock of Gibraltar, and they've immediately got a throw in down their right hand side, which Finn Stevens is going to take. Plays it back to Cabango. First touch for Danny Ward in his own 6-yard box. Behind him, the Red Wall, have travelled in big numbers again. They might have booed at the end of the game in Gibraltar, but they are still backing Wales in person, and the Ampadu is indeed Nathan Blake playing in the back line.
Yeah, as we suspected, Rob, there was a chance he could be in midfield, but looking at the lineup, he was always going to play alongside Cabango, and I think his experience, sounds strange doesn't it, 23 50-odd caps, but his experience is going to be vital this evening.
Broadhead, nice little turn, but he's brought down. Rob Page gives him a bit of applause. Been a difficult few days. I don't think he's on social media, which is just as well, given some of the response to Thursday's goalless draw. I think, as our reporter David Pritchard said, this goes back to Armenia a year ago and the disappointing World Cup as well. But he is starting the second part of a 4-year deal, 2 years in, and there is no suggestion that he's under pressure from the FA of Wales, but they are councillors who live among these fans who make the decision, so we shall see.
Absolutely, Rob.
Slovakia hoists the ball forward. Stevens, the Wales right back, heads it away, picked up by James, and Broadhead makes a run through the centre circle, can't find the bandaged Dan James, again sub on Thursday, but with a red bandage across the cut that he sustained in that Championship playoff final defeat for Leeds United.
Yeah, Broadhead need to go in behind there, or Dan James needed to check his run. Neither player did either, just gave the ball away.
Slovakia all in blue with a bit of red trim, and Wales all in red. 2.5 minutes gone on BBC Radio Wales, 0-0. Slovakia slide the ball into the penalty area, cleared away by Swansea City's Cabango. Skriniar is up high. Wales haven't cleared it, and the shot comes in, which Ward saves from 20-odd yards, and that time it was Robert Bozenik, who's got 6 goals for his country, plays in Boa Vista in Portugal. Decent enough effort on the turn in the D, Nathan Blake.
Yeah, very good shot and turn and shot, sorry. It's actually a good save by Ward down to his right hand side. Kept hold of the ball as well, really importantly.
Sheehan clips the ball forward down the left hand side. Pekarik is being chased down by Dan James, but we've got people there in Lobotka who picks it up, heads towards the touchline. This is all just outside the Slovakian penalty area. They are heading into a group with Belgium, Ukraine and Romania. Oh, ball given away by Stevens. Could be danger here. And he was breathing a sigh of relief as Haraslin fired well wide, clipped it wide from 20 odd yards.
Stevens' heart will be in his mouth, Rob. No look pass, just played it blindly. It was a really good interception, well read. Haslin's shot just not on target. See what he's trying to do. He's trying to bend it with that right foot, started outside the far post and draw it in, but just got it all wrong, fortunately for Wales.
Pravka in goal for Slovakia. He's their number one. The Fulham goalkeeper Marek Rodak is their second keeper. They've announced their 26 players to go to Germany. They kick off a week on Monday in Frankfurt against Belgium. Long ball which is cut out nicely by Stevens. That time is not the best back pass, but Ward is quick enough off his line to hoist it into halfway. Moore went tumbling, complains he was fouled. Referee not impressed. He's Daniel Stefanski from Poland. Wales win the ball back though. Charge forward by Brennan Johnson into the penalty area. Clips it across. Now, did that take a touch out for a corner? No, it's a goal kick. Didn't touch anybody.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he doesn't go for goal here. I thought once he took that touch outside the defender, there's only one thing he's going to do. Brennan Johnson, head down, put his laces right through it, aiming for the far post. He decides to clip it. It's like a cross to Dan James, but just had too much pace on it. He's too far ahead of Daniel.
Yeah, you would have fancied if that was him at Spurs, he would have tried to bury it.
He's inside the box, Rob.
Yeah.
You know, first 5 minutes of the game, go and try your luck.
I do think he's yet to really spark for Wales, Brennan Johnson. But maybe this is the night. Cross into the box. Oh, and it was a low cross which Bozenik went stooping to head away, head towards goal. It was Hansko of Feyenoord who curled it in from the left-hand side.
The cross is fantastic.
It was brilliant.
I think Bozenik just doesn't know where to go with his feet or his head, and that indecision just takes that split second away, and then he gets it all wrong by going with his head.
De Silva gives the ball away. Moore tried to win it back, thought it was a Wales throw, but it's Slovakia throw, almost level with the Wales penalty area down their right hand side. Not a full stadium by any means, the Antona Malatinsky Stadium in Trnava. It is Slovakia's second stadium, and you would have thought for their farewell game it would be packed, wouldn't you? It's only 18,000 capacity.
You would, yeah. See the team off and what have you. Those, maybe they're all going to all football fans are going to Germany.
Germany, yeah.
You never know.
And they swing the ball out to the left-hand side, picked up in midfield by Hansko, who's seen as one of the rising stars, although he's 26, plays his football in Feyenoord. Good tackle by Sheehan in midfield. Now sends James scurrying down the left-hand side, inside left position. Blue shirts converge on him. The ricochet may take it into the path of Moore, but it's taken off him. And Slovakia look to counter. Curled out to that right hand side. Ampadu has defensive work to do and does it well. Nicks it off Hansko. And this is De Silva. inside the Wales half, leaves it to Sheehan, square ball to Cabango, 0-0 after 8 minutes in Tynarfa on BBC Radio Wales. James overhits the ball forward, you can see what he's trying to do, but Dubravka plays it out to Skriniar, who plays for Paris Saint-Germain.
I do love the poise that Ethan Ampadu, Rob. Someone so young, really learned his trade well. Been around on loan, really good season with Leeds, but just looks so accomplished.
Yeah, he does. So I said to you on Thursday, Rob Page has seen a stat that he's played more minutes than any other player in Europe this season.
Yeah.
And you probably wouldn't rule it out given the... Well, you play in the Championship, you know how many games there are, and they reached the playoffs as well.
Yeah.
Did okay in the Cups.
That's the hard one, is getting to the playoffs and then, losing out. And picking yourself up from there has got to be difficult.
Good turn by James against Pekarek.
Wales have started the game quite well, pressed quite high at times, and got a good tempo in their game at the moment.
0-0. Cabango inside his own half, square to Finn Stevens, up towards Moore, heads it down, can't head it into the path of Broadhead, his Ipswich Town teammate. The rain coming down in Taverna.
In perfect conditions, and like Gibraltar, the pitch will be nice and slick, nice and cool as well.
Skriniar succeeded Marek Hamšík as skipper of Slovakia. What a player he was. You remember, almost put Slovakia ahead and Ben Davies cleared off the line.
Yeah, I do.
Maybe a clearance that turned the Euros towards Wales and set up their semi-final run. Well, we'll be watching these next Euros. And the ball inside the Wales penalty area, but Cabango is strong then, just eases Andrzej Duda off it.
And it's great defending because it's a good ball. A really good ball. Takes out Stevens with the ball, plays it around the defender, into the striker's path. And as you say, Rob, really good, confident play by Cabango.
Yeah,
just lent on the attacker and seeing the danger away.
Yeah, 9th cap for him. Ben Cabango had a decent season at Swansea City as well. Sheehan, the former Swansea City player, picks it up. Finds De Silva, who I thought was one of the successes against Gibraltar. Sends down James. Lovely ball over the top. James has got there. Curls it into the middle. And Dubravka comes out. Kiefer Moore collides with him.
Yeah, there's nothing in that, but you know, this Dan James didn't think twice about crossing the ball. And that's the option having Kiefer Moore on the team gives you. You don't have to think twice about it.
You've got to think as well with Jay De Silva, Nathan. He made his debut on Thursday. He might be one. Looking at Ben Davies, he's injured at the moment, so... But if Ben Davies plays, if Wales play a back five again, De Silva is slightly better suited to the wing-back role maybe than Ben Davies, who could play inside a left-sided centre-back role. Yeah,
absolutely. Also, you can leave Ampadu in that position, playing right side and Ben Davies left side. It's the beauty of having a left-footed defender, Rob.
I suppose the midfield role for Ampadu might well have a bearing on...
Yeah, it'd be pity to see
whether Ramsey is fit as well.
All ifs and buts, all probabilities.
Don't think Josh Sheehan did enough to impose himself on the game on Thursday to be...
No, I'd agree with you.
Considered a first choice.
Like I say, just the team played their positions. You know, I didn't see Josh ever trying to break the lines or anything like that.
which he was adept at for Bolton in League One. He had a very good season.
Yeah.
You know, as a former Bolton player, they speak highly of him.
Absolutely. It was just get it, give it, get it, give it. It was almost, like I said, it was like a training session.
Lovely play by Stevens then, only to give the ball away, but they've won it back with Johnson, who then loses out in the midfield scrap with Lobotka. He won a Serie A with Napoli last season. And the Slovakia manager, Francesco Calzona, we could arguably be, other than me and you, Nathan, the busiest man in football, because you know how many games we get to. He was managing Napoli and Slovakia the second half of the season.
Fair play.
He was their third boss in Napoli of the campaign.
Managing Napoli can't be easy.
No, he's the first Serie A boss to manage a club and a country contemporaneously.
Okay.
Nice word, eh?
Yeah.
037 1 10 if you know what it means. It's at the same time. 14 minutes gone, goalless in Tanava. It's a good ball up by Ward to Broadhead, but he just gets it taken off him.
It's a great ping out to him. You heard the bench as well shouting, hold, hold. Just a poor first touch on Broadhead.
Skriniar under pressure, goes back to Dubravka. And Slovakia bring it out up to midfield. Look at confident outfit, swinging out to the left side again. This is their option. Overlapping is Hansko. And then Stevens deals with that. Now Brennan Johnson, just a run maybe. He's flipped over the ball and just has it nicked off him by Lobotka.
Yeah, just wanted him to travel there with the ball, Rob. Slovakia's defenders were up and attack. The left back was, left winger and the midfielder.
Could score into the Wales penalty area. Ampadu deals with it. It's by a slight miscue. And Moore is being held, but no foul, says the referee. Doesn't get a lot, does he, at international level, Kiefer Moore?
No. Gets penalised a lot.
Why?
Well, he gets penalised a lot. I think he's just a big physical presence, but...
do you think refs just see his size and think, well,
no, for a while, yeah, like we spoke, if you remember one game, he just kept giving fouls away with his arms are too high.
Again, they get the ball out to the left-hand side. It was Haraslin the target again, the Sparta Prague player, but he couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, he's trying to take it first touch all in one and beat Stevens. It was a good effort, but just overran it. If he gets that right, Stevens either has to foul him and give a penalty away or let him go.
Well, they won 7 of their 10 games in qualifying, did Slovakia. They finished 8 points behind Group J winners Portugal, but they were 5 points ahead of Iceland. They also beat Iceland. They also 5 points ahead of Luxembourg. And also in the group were Iceland, Bosnia, and Liechtenstein.
Yeah. It's a decent group.
It is a decent group, yeah. And their only 2 defeats were to Portugal. I saw there were something like 251 outsiders for Moore was taken out again, but this time James has it. Curls across. James picks out. Jordan James picks out Dan James, edge of the penalty area, shoots, blocked. Ricochets off a Slovak defender. Now James again, 10 yards from the corner of the penalty area. De Silva's up high. Has to go back though. Sheehan into Cabango in the centre circle. Jordan James back to Ethan Ampadu. I'm not sure that was the ball, and they've gone all the way back to Danny Ward now. Well, they had a bit of pressure going then. Ampadu at walking pace brings in Cabango, 15 yards inside his own half. Out to Stevens. .18 minutes gone. The Slovak crowd trying to raise their team in some ways. Broadhead, his shirt was being held. Referee allows play to go on because Ampadu is in possession. Sheehan swings it out to the right hand side. John doesn't find Johnson. Stevens will allow that to roll out to his manager, Rob Page. And it's 0-0, Nathan Blake.
Yeah, it's been a decent opening 18 minutes or so, Rob. Both teams doing okay. I see Wales, just as you said, it just went backwards a moment or two ago. We'd like to see them try and build some pressure in that final third of Slovakia's.
Sheehan felt the tackle from behind by Bozanic. He's been around. Feyenoord, Dusseldorf. Now in Portugal, looks like the sun. Ampadu. Nothing also goes square to Cabango. Thought about playing Stevens out right hand side. And Slovak player slipped then. He's still taking time to get up. Is Haraslin. He's okay now. I don't know if he was embarrassed or
I think he's
not.
embarrassed. I think he got it right.
Just stay down, look as he got injured, son.
Try and gain some sympathy.
Yeah. This is Cabango. Oh, it's an awkward ball for Broadhead. He's given the ball away. And Jordan James is forced to pull down his opposite number, Haraslin, both wearing 17. Free kick taken quickly on halfway. They're into the box again with Haraslin, and the shot is blocked by Cabango. Bounces up for the game's first corner. It's 0-0.
Yeah, really good play from Slovakia. Great first touch, little 1-2 there. Haraslin doesn't get as much as he wants on that volley, but good play nevertheless.
Danny Ward looks to organise his defence at this left-sided corner, which Haraslin is going to take. Looks like a right-footed in-swinger. It's, what do I know? Well, it did sort of swing in, but it swung in when it got the other touchline on the other side and out for a throw into Wales.
Swung in and swung out, Rob.
Red Bull seem fairly content at the moment. It's 0-0. As I said, there are plenty of red seats around, huh? Plenty of empty seats. It is a bit of a surprise, isn't it? Or is it just me?
Yeah, you think it was a final game, and against, Wales. It's not like Wales are ranked 200 or anything like that. So you'd think it'd be a huge send-off.
Yeah, they're actually 19 places above Slovakia in the world rankings on Wales.
What are Wales now, 29?
29, yeah, maybe dropping after Gibraltar.
Yeah, just be mindful of that.
Here's Broadhead. Quick feet to escape his tackler in midfield. Did that go out off a Slovak player? It did. It went out off Vavro of Copenhagen. Spread far and wide, the Slovakia players.
There's a number of playing in their own country, Rob, but there are plenty out on the continent.
Yeah. You feel with some countries they're looked on as good pros. No matter how good they are, they're always seen as solid, reliable pros. And you think Czech, Slovak players,
The Balkans,
much like that. Yeah.
You don't get a problem with aggression and toughness.
No. Given away that time. And Stevens has to backtrack. That's a good cross in. Chance here. Well, it was just a little high for Schrantz. Wales have got a free kick anyway, but they were caught by the ball over the top on that left-hand side. Schrantz got his head to it. And then there was a foul on De Silva by Kutska.
I think it was Haraslin with the ball. I do like that though, Rob. Open his legs and you expect him to cut back and take his time and bring other people. No second thoughts.
Broadhead through to Moore. Chance for keeper Moore. Was he shoved over? Referee sees nothing wrong with it as he went into the penalty area. It was pretty uncompromising by Vavro. Should he have been stronger then, Nathan Blake?
No, I'd like to see that again, to be honest with you. I think he puts enough of a shoulder in it. But,
you wanted that to be Brennan Johnson, didn't you?
well, I think, fleet-footedness would have got you there, but it's not like Kiefer's taken a dive there. Just wondering if he's coming back of him rather than a shoulder-to-shoulder.
Got away with it though. And it's still 0-0. We played 23 minutes here on BBC Radio Wales. Wales' final game of this season. It's been a long season, hasn't it? We hoped it would go into the Euros, but there we are. And then a dummy. Don't think they meant that. A chance here, and the shot is blocked. It fell to Duda in the penalty area. There was one misplaced pass, but it worked out for Slovakia because Lobotka followed in, and in the end Cabango had to be strong in the tackle, it was Ampadu in the block on Duda.
Just need to be careful of Stevens is getting a little isolated on this Wales' right, Slovakia's left hand side.
Duda with the corner, takes it short, gets it back, floats it in, right foot in from the left hand side, and it's a goal. Oh wait, there's a flag up, is there?
But this is a surprise.
There is a flag up, and Wales are reprieved.
No VAR. It's a great header. Surprised if he was offside.
Oh, I think he was.
One foot, yeah.
He was 1 foot.
Brilliant header though. Great direction on it.
Let's go.
Good power on it.
Denied, and Wales have got away with one there. Although offside is offside. So one thing I don't argue about, even with VAR, it's offside whether you're a centimetre or a foot offside.
Centimetre's a little harsh, don't you?
But it's not subjective, is it? It's it's the line. Provided the lines are correct. Now you can argue about the technology, but you're not biting on this one, are you?
No, the striker. No.
Okay, all right.
Trying to get rid of goals.
I'm just saying, I don't particularly like VAR, but the one thing you can't argue about with VAR is offside. Anyway, it's 0-0 in Slovakia, in Trnava, which is known as Little Rome. It's 30 miles from Bratislava, which is the only capital which has two borders either side, Austria and Hungary. There you go. Daniel James into Broadhead, centre field, inside the Slovakia half. Johnson wide on the right hand side, brings in Stevens. Now this is Jordan James. Goes square to Sheehan, lets it run past his body, then brings in Ampadu, but they go back instead of forward. Cabango just inside his own half, floats her out to the right hand side. Poor ball looking for Brennan Johnson, out for a throw in. They should have gone forward then, shouldn't they, Nathan Blake?
They should have. At times it's just guilty of being a bit too safe at the moment, Wales.
A couple of drummers in the City Arena, as it's called. Does that be Cozy Powell, is it? The Ginger Baker, but there we go. Do you remember Cozy Powell? Dance of the Devil, wasn't it? Was that Dance of the... Hunty will know. Ian Hubb will know at half-time.
Showing your age there, mate.
I think he did quite well with it, if I remember rightly.
Who was it?
Cozy Powell, the drummer.
No, Cozy Powell, but... Cozy Powell.
Ian Hunt is furiously looking it up on Google now. Cozy Powell. I think it was Dance of the Devil. He'll give us the nod at half-time, I'm sure. It's 0-0 anyway, 27 minutes gone. Not that we're distracted or anything, but it is goalless on Radio Wales Sport. There's Broadhead, who's yet to really figure in the game. Not sure that's his favoured position, if I'm honest, but there we are, where he is in midfield. And Slovakia tried to build, but that's a stab away by Cabango. Breaks to Brennan Johnson. Can he get past his man? No, he can't. In fact, he fouls Lobotka.
Good player. Lobotka.
He is a good player.
Really good player. Reads play so well, intercepts so So many
He
balls.
does the dirty stuff really well,
And then
doesn't
he
he?
keeps the ball really well, keeps things ticking.
He was, as I said, part of that brilliant Napoli side that won Serie A, not last season, the season before. As a header this time wide from Bozanic. He is a threat in the air.
Well, he should score, Rob. If he's a threat in the air, don't think his technique was the best there. Yeah. He's made the run to the knee post, just stopped, just checked. Ball's gone over Cabango, he's got to be expecting it. I have to say it's a poor header in the end. He's got to really punch that with his neck muscles. And just think, middle of the ball. Worst case scenario, it's got to be on target.
Looking at them, they look efficient, don't they, Slovakia?
They look efficient and they look, quite large, quite powerful, strong in their running. There's no one really super quick.
Really good defending by De Silva then. Oh, and then Ampadu tried to play the ball away, knocked Sheehan on the back of the heel. It's been a bit like that for Wales. One or two you can see have been out of training as Slovakia break into the box. The fair play to Brennan Johnson, gets the ball out for a corner before Hansko can cause problems. It's another Slovakia corner. Good defending that by the Tottenham player. Looks very studious, Francesco Calzona, the Italian in charge of Slovakia. His bald head and his glasses. Corner, left hand side to Slovakia, headed out by Cabango. It's coming back towards the Wales 6-yard box. Really good interception that time by Josh Sheehan.
Yeah, brilliant defending by Sheehan. It would have been quite easy for him to just switch off. He's gone with a run to the far post. He knows the danger is there.
Hansko was bursting in then with the goal at his mercy.
Excellent clearance.
Was. Another corner for Slovakia, their fourth. We played half an hour. It's goalless in Trnava. As again, Cabango gets the ball away now. Can Johnson lead a counter-attack? He's quick. But Slovakia get the ball back to Dubravka, and he hammers it forward all the way to Danny Ward at the other end. No mess in there. 0-0. Do you like Wales playing with a 4, Nathan, or would you rather 3 centre-backs and 2 wing-backs, given the remembering that they're missing so many players?
I always believe you've got to play more than one system, Rob, or you've got to have more than one system in your locker, but I think Wales are the best when they with a back 5 with the wing backs moving into midfield to make up a 5. So start with a back 5 that goes into a back 3, push your 2 wing backs on. I've always preferred that. I think that's the system they were most successful at under Chrissy Coleman.
Yeah, no Ben Davis tonight. He's there. I think Chris Mepham has also travelled, but neither are fit enough to play. No Aaron Ramsey, no Connor Roberts, David Brooks, Harry Wilson. I mean, they're significant. Nico Williams, they're significant players to be missing.
I think when you play with like where Broadhead is playing in that 10 position, where we've seen Cowell play, you've got to have a lot of the ball. Otherwise you tend to just drift in games for long periods. And I think Nathan is either better being up in a 2, or if you're not going to play him down the middle, then play him on the left or the right of a 3. I understand you've got Dan James there.
You have to remember as well, of course, he was with an Ipswich side who had plenty of the ball in their promotion season.
And they played that high tempo as well.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
So he's got energy to burn.
Good work by Kiefer Moore, finds The aforementioned Broadhead, he goes tumbling, no foul. Going to be a bit stronger on the ball, I think. And then the ball is chipped out to the right-hand side. And Pekaric, one of the survivors from Euro 2016's opener in Bordeaux, keeps it in on that far side. It's goalless, 33 minutes gone on BBC Radio Wales Sport. Sunday night international football on the home of Welsh Sport. And Cabango has it in front of his own penalty area. This is Ampadu. The great thing about Slovakia, Nick, you're going to like this. You're going to have 2 birthdays apparently. Every day has 1 or 2 names assigned, so you're going to have your birthday twice. How about that? Don't ask me how, but it's the way it is. Lovely play by Dan James, left hand side to Broadhead. Joe goes past his marker. James picks it up at the byline. Looks to cross, gets his cross blocked, but wins Wales their first corner.
It's brilliant play by Dan James. In behind. Lovely little turn. Defenders expecting him to cross it with his left foot. This little turn turns him inside out, to be honest with you.
It's good link-up play by Broadhead then as well.
Yeah.
Fair play to him.
In fairness to Slovakia, getting bodies in front of any shots.
Sheehan corner from the left-hand side for Wales. Going to take it right foot. He's got Kiefer Moore to aim for. It's gone deep. Ben Cabango heads it up in the air. Well, he was going backwards and he just headed it out.
Yeah, I thought that was something that Wales were pretty weak on against Gibraltar. You know, the level of competition. You'd think Wales would have had all sorts of ideas from set pieces. I thought they were just so straightforward in what they'd done, Wales. It's a real lack of imagination.
Yeah. What they are looking at is a goalkeeping coach full time. And goalkeeper is one of the positions that gives them a big problem because none of our goalkeepers actually play very much for their clubs. Adam Davis, Sheffield United, relegated, hardly played, 1 League Cup appearance. Tom King hasn't played for Wolves.
And Danny played only twice last year.
Danny Ward,
Premier League 2.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a big problem.
Well, it's a huge problem if you're coming into international football.
It's another nice ball by De Silva down that left-hand side, and he's taken out again. Peter Pekaric, the second highest cap holder with 127 caps tonight, has got his hands full with Dan James.
I think most fullbacks have, Rob.
And he is 37, so he's not going to catch up with pace,
no,
is he?
really.
I mean, 37 is not
Well, that's what you're calling on the person in front of you to come and double up.
Yeah. I was giving him a yard, boss.
Yeah, I'm full.
Wales free kick from the left-hand side. Sheehan, the Slovakia wall is just in the penalty area. Kiefer Moore header pushed over the top by Dubravka. That was headed for the top corner.
Yeah, that was it's just a straightforward ball in. Kiefer Moore, you'd expect to be at the back of that line, gets to the front, and the ball just drops on his head. Great effort.
Scored in this stadium, did Kiefer Moore on the last visit in 2019. 1-1 draw. Sheehan again. It's a deep one again. Now can Cabango get it back across? He can, and it was heading, I'm not sure it was heading in, but it was heading towards that area by Moore once more, and Wales have got another corner, this time from the right hand side. That was better. That time it worked, didn't it, the deep corner? See what Moore was trying to do, he was laying on for Brennan Johnson, but he was beaten to it. So Sheehan trots across from left to right. to take this right-sided corner. This is Wales' best spell. 7 minutes before half-time, 0-0 on Radio Wales Sports. Sheehan takes the corner, and it was Ampadu going up that time, but he shoved his marker, is actually his opposite number, Skriniar, and it's out for a Slovakia free kick. But that was better, Nathan Blake.
Yeah, Skriniar just got ahead of Ampadu in that. He's attacked the ball well. Wasn't much of a foul, but just where he's anticipating the ball falling on his own head, he's got his left arm out to protect him, and in the end, the referee gives a foul away.
That was nicely worked out of defence by Slovakia down their left-hand side, then sent Hansko scurrying forward, but Cabango dealt with it. Much better than Thursday, isn't it?
You just took the words out of my mouth.
Oh, there we are. Sorry about that. I'll give them back, John.
Much better than Thursday, wasn't it, Rob?
Do you know, I was just thinking that myself.
Were you?
Yeah. Nathan Blake and myself. For once on the same wavelength. This will never last. Good job, it's the end of the season.
Yeah, good job. No, but we said it'll probably be an improved performance. Right, Rob? So many factors are going into these two games.
Yeah, it's 0-0. Still have a goal, Rob Page. As I say, I don't sense any appetite from the FA of Wales to sack him, no matter what the fans say, but I keep making the point the councillors live among the fans, and they have the ultimate say. Good interception by Stevens that time. Sends Johnson down the right-hand side. Much better spell for Wales heading towards half-time. Johnson into Broadhead. Lovely ball. Broadhead in the penalty area. Thinks about shooting. Should have shot. Nothing on now. Gives it to Johnson. Johnson gets to the byline and scoops it over. Why didn't Nathan Broadhead shoot?
I haven't got a clue. I thought he would have seen Brennan Johnson in that position earlier, thinking he should have shot, and then he's got into a better position and probably had two opportunities to shoot, but turned them both down. Really disappointing. Oh, just put your laces through it. Just hit the target, cross the keeper.
Should have scored.
I guarantee if he was an Ipswich shot,
he would have had a bang at least. Yeah.
Just having that confidence to be able to do it in a red shirt. He has scored, of course, but
Wales in the last 5 minutes or so have had their best spell of this game, better than anything they had against Gibraltar, it has to be said. And it's been about the pace they've got and the aerial threat in Kiefer Moore. Interesting to see if Rob Page makes changes early in the second half. Lewis Kumas did his reputation no harm with his sub-appearance against Gibraltar. Here comes Slovakia. You want Wales to hold on. They've got men in the box. It's going to come in now from Pekarik, but cleared away by Sheehan. Good cross again. And Stevens, he wasn't sure what to do. It bounced past him. Just got a touch on that. And again, Brennan Johnson, fair play to him. Defensively, he's been right on it tonight. And he even clears the ball away up to Kiefer Moore. Really good clearance. Can Moore hold on to it? He can against two Slovakian players. Then he gives the ball away and Jordan James has to slide in and does ever so well to bang it against the shins of Bozanic, and it balloons out for a goal kick.
That was a very important tackle there by Jordan James, Rob. If he doesn't make that, the striker's away. He can just turn out straight at goal. And Wales were at 6s and 7s, really, positionally.
They were. There's a Lancashire flag behind Danny Ward. As Kiefer Moore is definitely fouled that time. There we are, Skriniar fancies him. Arms right around his waist.
Oh, he's playing with the wrong shaped ball. should be playing rugby with that tackle.
Absolutely. Some big tackles in the Rugby League Challenge Cup final yesterday. Wow. Wigan won it again. As Josh Sheehan sizes up a free kick. The good thing about having Kiefer Moore is that they can knock it up to the box. He's got players around it. At the moment he's offside, Kiefer Moore, so you wonder whether it'll be swung out. De Silva's there as well. He swings it out to the right hand side, and I think it was Jordan James was fouling, which is really disappointing when there's no point.
Yeah, when there's two of you like that, I just like to see one of you touch it to the other, or a little square pass just to change the angle a bit. Just improves your chances of quality.
0-0, minute and a half to go. I don't think we've had a stoppage, have we?
Nope. As far as I can remember.
So, unless the referee has seen any time wasting, so it doesn't appear to have been. Here comes Slovakia, looking to make the breakthrough before the break. Got the ball outside the Wales penalty area, and did it take a deflection? It may have, but it's gone in. It's Kutska who shoots from distance, and Wales have been breached. A fierce drive. It seemed to take a deflection off somewhere, and it's Slovakia 1, Wales 0.
Yeah, I'm a bit stunned at that, Rob. Watch this replay now to see if it does take a deflection. No, Danny Ward is unsighted, but I don't think he should be being beat like that from that distance, practically in the middle of his goal.
Well, I
surely you can see the player lining up for the shot as well. It's not like it's trickled in or stuck into the bottom corner.
Well, Kutska gets his 14th goal scored against Wales in 2019 here in this stadium, and has given the Euro 2024 bound team the lead on the stroke of half-time. Juraj Kutska, on his 107th appearance for his country, started against Wales in 2016, makes all the difference. It seemed to go through between two Wales defenders from distance. You do wonder where Danny Ward was for that shot, but Wales's good work is undone on the stroke of the break at half-time. It's Slovakia 1, Wales 0. Just looking, Danny Ward hasn't played a club game for 15 months. He played 8 games this season, all for Wales.
Yeah, incredible, isn't it?
And you do wonder whether a goalkeeper on his mettle, on his game, regularly playing, would have got that. Yeah. So Wales trailing 1-0. Rob Page looking for a result. The performance was much better, you have to say, if you're looking at it logically, and it's fair to say the Red Bull haven't given up, because I can hear them chanting Wales, Wales. Wales playing from right to left, no changes from either side as Ampadu floats the ball forward. So I'll give you the teams now. In goal for Wales are Danny Ward, across the back Finn Stevens, Ben Cabango, Ethan Ampadu, Jay De Silva. Midfield Nathan Broadhead, Jordan James, Josh Sheehan and Daniel James, and then up front Kiefer Moore and Brennan Johnson. Moore went closest to scoring as Slovakia get the ball with Haraslin, cuts into the penalty area. Cabango, I think, has done a good job as a stopper tonight.
I agree with you. He's made a few of them really, difficult clearances. He's in the right place at the right time, with his right foot, with his left foot.
There was some thought that his brother might be in the Wales rugby squad to go to Australia this summer, but I don't think he made it in the end.
It's unfortunate. 2 brothers internationals. Plays great.
Blues, doesn't he? I think his brother. And Slovakia have Dubravka in goal, Pekarik, Vavro, Skriniar and Hansko at the back. Kutska, Lobotka and Duda. Kutska was the goal scorer. Schranz, Bozanek and Haraslin. are the front line. The referee is from Poland, Daniel Stefanski, been on the FIFA list since 2013. His assistants are Polish as well, David Golis and Jakub Winkler, and the fourth official is Slovakian, Peter Kralovic, but there's not much for a fourth official to do in a friendly. There's no VAR. And it's 1-0 Slovakia. Who've only beaten Wales once.
Just looking at that moment there, and listen, I know it's early in the game, you want to keep the ball, but Brennan Johnson's up against Lobotka. He must think I can do him for pace. You know, when the ball's coming to you, but when you look, you see a midfielder you know is not blessed with pace up against you. Your first thought is, or should be, I'm just going to
run him.
Run him.
This is James. And falls to the ground, goes to the ground again, no foul.
I mean, my point is, Rob, you can still keep the ball, but you're 30, 40, 50 yards higher up the pitch when you're turning out.
Yeah, I think he's still learning the game, isn't he, Brennan Johnson, you would say. He's by no means the finished article. As Stevens is sort of exposed again. It wasn't the best ball forward, but Shearer has no option but to clamber the ball away for a Slovakia corner. They are dangerous down their left hand side. Vince Stevens has been a lot busier in his third cap than Jay De Silva in his second.
And I think Brennan's done well for Wales if you're looking overall, but I just don't think he's, at the moment, I don't think he's as confident as he's been when he first came into the team.
Corner comes in from the Slovakia left. Ward got there, punched it up, went upwards rather than too far away, but the return header from Bozanic is collected by the Wales keeper. Throws it a throw-in style over his head to find De Silva. Now Wales have possession. Jordan James had his arms up in the air. I want that ball. And this is Johnson on halfway, but he decides not to take on his marker for pace. Goes back instead. Good play by Ampadu, but Broadhead tried to turn as the ball nicked off him, and maybe costly. Slovakia into the penalty area. Ampadu steps in. It was Haraslin who got there again, had a shooting chance actually. Kabangos had conceded the corner.
Just coming from Wales, playing that ball into midfield a couple of times into Sheehan. Just don't think there's enough rotation and movement in that midfield at the moment. They try and get some angles, some triangles to play off. It's a poor touch granted by Broadhead, but didn't have many options.
Corner from the left hand side, swung in. I don't know whether Kiefer Moore knew much about that header, but it's gone over the top. Put it his shoulder, I think. 1-0 Slovakia. Another corner, swung in, Ward, ball hits the bar. Well, he was on the deck, Danny Ward, but I don't think didn't hear the whistle go. And he was very grateful the ball bounced back into his arms. A tough night, Danny Ward, at the moment. Who did, of course, face Slovakia in 2016. Wayne Hennessy had back spasm that day in the opener. Again, Kabangos to step in as well, give the ball away in midfield. Jordan James out to Brennan Johnson, finds James again, he goes down the right hand side, Lobotka there again, he's like a rash, isn't he?
Yeah.
Pops up in the most unexpected places.
Yeah, good play again though by Jordan James. Doesn't turn down the opportunity, he just tries to play it around him and get the other side. If it comes off, he's in a great attacking position.
It's not quite working that midfield, is it?
No, it's difficult. That number 10 role is...
I don't think Broadhead's great with his back to having to turn. Might be better chasing the ball forward, but they can't find him with that. He made the run in the inside left position. Cut out, Lobotka has it. Back to Skriniar, Slovakia, looking to head off to the Euros with a win under their belts.
I do think when you're playing that 10 role and you're not playing as a striker, it is a specialist. It becomes a specialist. That's when you're a number 10. An Aaron Ramsey or someone like that. You know, these players just pass, move continuously. But Nathan, you get the feeling that you can see he's a forward playing in that position.
Page and Allen nil. I'll have a chat on the side. I'm sure he's thinking about a change now.
He's probably thinking about Colwell in that position.
Yeah. Here's Broadhead, a ball to run onto. Now what can he do here? He's still going, heads towards the penalty area, just stumbles as he gets to the vital penalty box.
He's got to let the shot go.
Finn Stevens plays Ben Cabango into a bit of trouble, and he's shrugged off by Haraslin, who's strong down that left hand side. Stevens is on the cover. Haraslin into the penalty area. Josh Sheehan there to cut out the crossfield ball. Now Johnson. Now he's up against Lobotka. Just run him. Finds Broadhead with a bit of space in the centre circle. Wide to James. Slovakia get the blue shirts back quickly. Wales all in red. James turns. Gets it back from De Silva. It's a bit tight on this near touchline. And Pekarik is penalised for the foul.
He's not letting Dan James turn there. No way. No matter what. You bring him down first.
Here's James again. Pekarik in quickly. And the ball ricochets to Lobotka in midfield. James tries to win it back. Skriniar. Hansco. Combines well with Haraslin down that left hand side. And they bring it out with Vavro of Copenhagen. They're doubling up against Finn Stevens. And again, Cabango is there at the right moment to rob Haraslin.
We're doing it first half, Rob. If they get Joy, you get the feeling it's going to come down that left-hand side.
Yeah. And they tried to build again, but Jordan James thwarts that at the cost of a throw-in. Almost level with the Slovakia penalty area. Somebody's enjoying a nice roll in the crowd. Yeah, was that ham sandwich, you reckon?
Yeah, still alive, I think, as well.
Cross in, and there was hesitancy, and it's 2-0 in at the near post. It was a low ball in, and Bozanic goes across to Hansco to thank him for the delivery. Where was the Wales defence? It's Slovakia 2, Wales 0. Bozanic gets his 7th goal for his country.
It's actually great movement, great ball in from the left-hand side. And Bozanic, like I said, movement, across the defender, across the near post, just opens up his right foot, a lovely, delicate finish. It was Danny Ward with no chance, but yeah, looking, we just said a moment ago, if anything, if a goal comes, it's going to come from that left-hand side. And Wales not able to sew it up. Been warned, there's been several warnings, both first half and second half. The feel a little for Stevens because he's been isolated on that occasion. Just a really good ball in, and like I said, a great run by the striker.
And it's a long way back for Wales now. Looking pretty good up to about 44 minutes, then they concede on the stroke of half time, and they concede just 12 minutes into the second half. Kiefer Moore, total miscues. He tried to find Dan James. And it's a free kick against Kiefer Moore. A couple of changes in the offing for Wales. One of them is Lewis Kumas, the other is Wes Burns. So they're going to watch this free kick first. It's Duda from Verona who stood over it. It's about 15 yards from the Wales penalty area. Duda takes it, swings it into the box to Silva, the smallest man on the pitch basically, heads the ball away. Well, Wales have to get out. Dan James leads the press, but they go all the way back to Dubravka. Who do you think's coming off for Wes Burns and Lewis Kumas? Maybe Broadhead and Stevens, do you think?
Yeah, it could well be. I feel a lot for Stevens because Brennan Johnson's played on that right, he's playing high up and he's not looking to double up most of the time, especially in the final third. And often Stevens is faced with two players.
Dekarek. They've got real confidence about them now, they're enjoying their send-off. They're getting men forward, Slovakia. They're looking to inflict only their second defeat on Wales. As a shot comes in, it's deflected in. It's turned in again by Bozanic. He smiles, it was the easiest, just a touch from 8 yards, and it's all falling apart now. It's 3-0 to Slovakia, and Bozanic has his second goal of the night. Nathan Blake.
Well, they don't get near enough on the cross, Rob, and then
maybe an Ampadu own goal actually.
Harrison with a great technique, only scissor kick volley, and it's going across the face of the goal, and I'm not sure. I thought it was touched in by the striker on first look, but Wales need to be really careful now because this game could end up running away from them.
Yeah, Burns and Kumas are on.
Plenty of time left on the clock, Rob, as well.
So Bozanic takes his tally to 8 goals for his country, 2 on the night. Moore is fouled. So Lewis Kumas and Wes Burns are on. I saw Brennan Johnson go off as Moore is taken out as he jumped for the ball. I think it may have been Finn Stevens also went off. Sheehan's still on there to take this free kick. Wales need a goal back rapidly. Cross into the box. Goes to Jordan James, who shoots wide from on the half volley from the edge of the penalty area.
Yeah, good effort, just not on target. And second thoughts in his mind. Clean strike from James, just like I say, the angle he was at, difficult to get it on target.
So, where does this leave Rob Page, Nathan Blake?
Uncomfortable.
Yeah,
say that.
I was about to say the same thing myself. An uncomfortable summer ahead. I mean, those who are against him after Gibraltar will have even more reason to take again him.
You'd want a bit more from the likes of Sheehan, Brennan Johnson. You know, I think you're entitled to Dan James tonight. Broadhead. I think you're entitled to want a bit more and expect a bit more from those players tonight. I think 3 or 4 players have done alright. Like I say, the situation with Stevens, the goal was definitely going to come from that left hand side. It's about shoring it up first, making sure you don't concede. But isolated on numerous occasions.
Yeah.
Wales traditionally back 5, like I said, back 3, back 5, call it what you want, but really difficult to beat. And then they would progress into the game. You know, yes, they had, you know, winners in Gareth Bale and Aaron Ramsey, Harry Wilson, and players are not available tonight. But I just think that's the best formation I've seen Wales play.
Broadhead and Johnson have gone off for Kumas and Burns. Burns is operating wide on the right hand side, and Lewis Kumas on his second Wales appearance, the Liverpool rising star, is playing off Kiefer Moore. Burns gets a touch. He's also a Premier League player now, of course. How about Slovakia in their group, Nathan? They've got Belgium, Ukraine and Romania.
Yeah, I would expect them to get out of that group, Rob. I've seen them in Ukraine, no disrespect to Romania.
Yeah, it's their 3rd consecutive Euros. They reached the last 16 in 2016 and the group stages in 2020.
Yeah, we've not seen Romania for quite some time in the championship, so if I was going to pick a 2, then Slovakia would be my second.
Belgium have got a few injuries as well, haven't they?
Yeah, I still fancy them to top the group.
Yeah, I think they would. Burns is sold the dummy on that far side. Then the ball is switched over to the right hand side. Pekarek picks it up just outside the Wales penalty area. They get men forward really quickly. They look a really well drilled side, you have to say. Calzona, who actually helped send Maurizio Sarri on his way to management, and he was often assistant to him as well. As the shot comes in, this time it's blocked. Time Stevens anticipates well, finds Burns.
If he doesn't get there though, Rob, he's 2v1.
Yeah, he is, yeah. Burns now up to Kiefer Moore, and he's just offside.
You know, sometimes if it's not being resolved from the sideline, then I would expect young James to, Stevens to try and sort it out himself, or at least call upon help, highlight the problem. But really and truly, I mean, we've been saying it for the best part of 30 odd, maybe 40 minutes.
One thing I do wonder about, I understand how beneficial Kiefer Moore is, but I've always thought, you know this, you know what I'm going to say, the way Wales build up, is it not a case of a false 9 maybe, if you got Wilson, sort of Kumas and, maybe not Kumas, but Wilson, Brooks, James, is there not a case for trying that? Is Kiefer Moore too much of an obvious one to play up front sometimes? Do you know what I mean?
Well, they haven't really played of him today, have they? They're just not in great form at the moment, I don't think, Wales. We know it's not their first 11, but it's their best 11 today.
Yeah. Burns is in here, chance. Good save, Dubravka. Jordan James saw him inside right, set up Burns, and Dubravka parried it away at his near post for a Wales corner.
Yeah, the pass was just delayed by Jordan James by a split second. I feel if he can play that a bit earlier, it gives Burns a chance to hit it first time across the keeper, or take a touch and hit it across the keeper.
Sheehan with the corner from the right hand side. Moore got there, cleared away to De Silva outside, left hand side. Burns has gone across, thinks about playing right footed, sets up Dan James. He tries shooting, bounces back to James off Ampadu. Then De Silva steps in, and it's a bit here scaring with Wales. De Silva has to club it back into his own half. And is that going to go up for a throw-in? No, Danny Ward gets there. I think that would have been a Slovakia throw then. I'll say, in the friendlies, I'd say De Silva has done himself most credit. It's not a high bar.
Yeah.
Balls like that down the left-hand side for Kumas, who forces the clearance from Vavro. 68 minutes gone. Radio Wales Sport. Slovakia 3, Wales 0. It's fallen apart either side of half-time for Wales.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed you see problems and don't sort of try to, or we haven't really resolved them or look like resolving them.
Yeah. If he loses this one, Rob Page, it'll be 15 wins, 15 draws and 15 defeats. We won't go over this again, but officially this will be their first defeat in 10, because they don't count penalty shootouts. But as you rightly say, Nathan Blake, and I also said before you say anything, we're not in the Euros because Poland won the penalty shootout, but because it wasn't in 90 minutes in the official record book, it goes down as a draw, which is bizarre, but there we are.
I think it's just blah blah blah.
Yeah, you're right. James stopped by Vavro in midfield.
I think the line is, Rob, stats can tell 1,000 lies.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can. 21 minutes to go. It'll be some comeback this, as Wales are in danger of a big defeat here in Trnava. Only the second time they will have lost to Slovakia. Their first time was in the first meeting, actually, back in 2006.
5-1 or something like that.
5-1 when...
but then we done them on the return match.
5-2 in Trnava, in the stadium.
Yeah.
Liam Cullen replaces Daniel James with the cap for the Swansea City player. And a couple of subs for Slovakia. In fact, 3 subs on the way. So Hansko goes. Adam Aubert of Cagliari replaces him. Also going on is Andrzej Duda. He's replaced by Laszlo Benez of Hamburg, and Suslov is also on. Tomasz Suslov of Verona in Italy. I mean, you notice they all play in top flight clubs in different countries. There's no sort of championship level player in this Slovakia side. And at the moment they're too good for Wales. They're winning by 3-0. Kutska's got one of them, and there are 2 for Robert Bozanic. is going to be a painful defeat for Rob Page. They've actually been better than they were on Thursday. But again, that wasn't a high bar. It's hard work, Wilson, and the hit back pass. Actually, I don't think he even touched it, Amadou. Amadou, midfield or defence, Nathan? Have you seen any?
We have him in both, Rob, but I think the partnership with him and James in that central midfield is really important for Wales. They just, if Aaron's not fit, then they've got options. Brooks, Wilson, all playing in that 10 role. When they've got everybody fit, there's a good outfit, a good, 15, 16 players. If you're missing a few, it becomes a problem though.
Yeah, it is. And as we were saying on Thursday night on Radio Well Sport, Wales have never really had the depth other countries have had.
No.
You cover up for that depth when you got Bale and Ramsey in their prime.
Yeah, and I know what Rob is saying, and trying to get players caps and what have you, experience.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to be brutally honest. Are those players ever going to play up to the level that you need them to play up to?
Yeah. I tend to think these friendlies are almost sort of, I won't say players have lost their place because of it, but you've got to say Rabi Matondo, Josh Sheehan.
Yeah, you'd like to see a bit more from those players.
Yeah, exactly.
Ruben, I think Ruben needs to get his skates on. I really do. I think he's a wonderful talent. I'm hoping he comes good for Cardiff City this season and really,
dominates.
Dominates games. Like you see, the Vodka is a small little defensive midfielder, but he dominates the game, controls the game.
The thing with friendlies are a bit like the Saturday in a major of golf. You can't win it then, but you can play yourself out of contention in these sort of games. Well, Finn Stevens is going to know. He's going to be ready for the beach, isn't he? At the end of these two games, he's had a busy time. Connor Roberts to come back, of course. Nico Williams as well.
Yeah. I would say is a good 15, 16, Rob. Strong squad. But once you get beyond 16, 17 players, then it is difficult.
It is a problem.
And if you're Rob Page, what do? What can you do? You can only call up Welsh people. You can't.
Can't sign anybody, as John Sasha used to say.
Exactly.
His favourite one used to be, I pull a duvet up to cover my nose and my feet get cold.
Yeah.
And the goalkeeping situation is one that they just have no control over, and you don't see it getting much better, do you?
No.
Goes up for a throw-in, level with the Wales penalty area. Stevens.
Yeah, for Slovakia now it's easy, right? You're on easy street, 3-0 up. No pressure at all. Keep the ball, pass it around, confidence high.
Oh, Burns has given the ball straight to Bozanic. Trouble here for Wales. They've got men back though, and they managed to scramble it to Ampadu to clear. Rather summed it up, to be honest. Now De Silva tries to send keeper more down the left side, but Tekeric, he gets his distances spot on to intervene, and Lobotka plays it across to the far side. Suslov is the substitute.
Game's really stretching out as well.
Probably say Cabango has enhanced his reputation, I think, done himself no harm.
Yeah. I don't think there's been anyone who could point and say, oh, it's a bad performance. There just hasn't been anyone who stood out over the two games. You wouldn't say anyone stood out and thought, you haven't thought to yourself, well, he looks like he's put himself really in contention for the next game for the Nations Leagues.
So Vernon DeMarco comes on, and Bozanic, who's got 2 goals tonight, Robert Bozanic, taking his tally to 8, gets the roll of the drum. He makes his way off, ready for the Euros, and he will feel as a striker, Nathan Blake. You're thinking, going into the tournament, having scored 2 goals in the final game before, bring it on.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you call strikers' goals as well, Rob. You know, first one, great little run across the near post, opens his foot up, just guides into the net, and the second one, a deflected shot or cross, and then you just tap it in. So
Tupta and DiMarco are on. DiMarco is Argentinian born, moved to Slovakia in 2012 and was naturalised in time to play in 2021. It's a clever devil. He speaks English, German, Polish, Slovakian and Portuguese. I imagine Spanish as well, since he was born in Argentina and played in Spain. As run by Suslov, the substitute, plays it wide on the edge of the Wales penalty area. Wales are backtracking again. It's a difficult night for them now. Benes got involved there as well. Slovakia hold possession just in front of the Wales penalty area. They're all out to impress, ready for Belgium on a week Monday in Frankfurt. That's when they kick off their Euro 2024 campaign. Slovakia. Well, they have some famous supporters. Angelina Jolie's granddad is from Slovakia. So she's got a bit of Slovakia. John Bon Jovi's nan is Slovakian. And
you must have a really, really exciting life, you Rob.
Well, actually, I was going to tell you, Nathan, they actually love. Oh, hang on, keep them more. Run towards the penalty area and drills the ball. And he's going to get booked.
I thought the defender tried to bring him down there
from behind.
Yeah,
defender's gone down clutching his chin.
Oh, he's just caught. He's actually caught him with the elbow right in the eye.
It's Kutska. Is that a yellow?
Yes. Personally, I don't think so.
Oh, right, okay.
I don't think he can. I think he can sense him coming, but look, he's only got. He's thinking to himself. No, he's not swung his arm at all. It's just his arms are out while he's balancing, ready to. He just caught one. He just caught one in the face. It's not.
It's actually just above his eyebrow, I think.
Yeah, I don't think Kiefer's thrown his arm back at all.
No. He's still having treatment, so it'll add a few minutes. We're into the last 10 minutes. I think you said it, Nathan Blake. I might say at the end, it's going to be a very uncomfortable summer for Rod Page, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Can you understand the people who say he's got to go?
Hey, listen, I can understand every opinion there is, Rob. You're entitled to it. You know, whether I agree with it or not is immaterial. Like I always say, there's no point talking about sacking managers. You know, the people who make the decision, if they make the decision, then you talk about what's coming next. I just look at, like, what I think could be improved upon. I think when you look at it, like we said, is you have a squad of about 16 players, but once you get beyond that, it becomes really difficult. And if, 8 or 9 of your top players are unavailable, then it's difficult to go into the depths to start pulling up, players to play alongside 3 or 4 of your top players and actually get a result.
Well, Kutschka's decided that he's got a Euros to get to, so he's off. And Barrow is coming on for him. Matus Barrow plays his football in Germany for Bochum. And to be honest, I bet Rob Page can't wait to get home to Sheffield.
Yeah, there's a lot of thought needs to go into the next few months, Rob. Because, you know, as much as we talk about transition,
well, it can't be now, can it? It can't be a transition.
Well, I don't see it as a transition, not now. I think you're now beyond the transition with the likes of Jordan James coming in. You know.
Yeah. You've got to hope for Rob Page. As I said, I don't anticipate any action from the FA Wales. They've been pretty firm that he's there to start the Nations League campaign.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to take a bit of pain, right? You have to take a step back or 2 steps back to go forward. But, you know, we have to see the forward progression.
Yeah. At start of the Nations League, there may be question marks over his future. The shot comes in from Suslov, who's actually got a goal against San Marino in their 4-0 win on Wednesday. Lewis Kumas, just dragged back by by Barrow, sorry. He might be booked as soon as he comes on.
Great skill.
Well, he is booked, Barrow. That's what I say about when you're a youngster like Kumas, you've got to do something to make yourself talked about and stand out, and he's done it in the 2 games. Now here's Burns and he's offside. See what I say, Nathan? If you're playing the long ball like that down the flanks, isn't it better to have 3 quickies up front, 3 speed merchants? Can you see Wales going that way?
It's a possibility. I think it's difficult because Kiefer Moore, you know, he scored a lot of goals for Wales, Rob. You know, he's done well. He always does well. I think if you've got a creative 10 and 2 flyers outside him, I think that's equally as strong, if not more powerful.
So would you even think about
playoff?
Say, I don't know, James, Wilson and Brooks? Yeah,
I would think about it, and I think
we've seen that before.
Yeah, and I think then you know, the 2 need runners from deep though. That could be a bit
Jordan James, it was a bit. Called Pekaric on the top of the foot. It's really painful, and he's showing the pain.
He's kind of left it on Dan James all afternoon, and Jordan's just
double.
Stood in front and kicked his calf.
I don't know why I'm laughing. That hurt. And what you don't want is a player like Pekaric to miss out on a Euros because of an injury like that. I don't think it's that serious. I've never seen the point of spraying the
that's PR spray, not liquid nitrogen.
Yeah, I was going to say, so what is the point, Nate, of spraying the boot?
I really don't know, Rob.
I can understand if he took his boot off and then the magic spray came on
with the sock.
Through the sock.
Yeah.
But surely it's not going to percolate through the boot, is it?
Maybe just cools the outside up a little.
He's all right, he's done the job. It is magic. He can get through the boot. Things you never understood about football and trainers, as I call them, physios as they're called now. How the heck does a magic spray work through a boot? I've always wondered that.
I can't tell
That's
you.
the first time I've asked you about it, so you've had plenty of time to prepare.
We'll talk next time we're on the road.
So next season?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll leave that one in abeyance. How does a magic spray work through a boot? Cross into the Wales box again. Oh, it may fall for another one here. And it was a shot from the edge of the penalty area by Benes, but this time Ward flopped down on it. Well, it could have been 3 or 4 in the well, it is 3, but it could have been 4 or so in the second half, couldn't it? And I'm afraid this long season, if you look back to last June and the defeat against Armenia and Turkey, it's been a long year.
It has a very long year.
And I don't know about starting afresh in September.
Just not quite on the same wavelength a week.
No.
The cohesion we're lacking. And again, you know, players coming in, it's always difficult. Yeah, James has either got to get closer or, you know, he's got to get closer there, or he's got to pull his midfielder back down to help him out.
Cabango there again. He'll deserve another holiday if he hasn't been on one already since the end of the championship season. Chris Mepham injured, of course, but he didn't play regularly as a starter for Bournemouth.
It's been a problem when Rob has spoken about it. You know, players not getting enough games.
Yeah. Short corner. Oh, Ward stopped. Don't know why he stopped.
I don't know why the
caught his heels then.
Don't know why the attacker ducked out of the ball, it seemed.
Liam Cullen for Skriniar. Skriniar looks at him and laughs. Well, he's a big lump to be shoved over by little Liam Cullen, isn't he? So are we looking for next autumn? I don't know how Rob Page corrects this, or isn't it, if the FAW decide a change is needed, but the goalkeeper slot is a huge problem, isn't it? As the ball over the top is, there's an offside flag up against Tupta.
I think first and foremost, Rob, I think when you've not got, I keep saying, I think you can overlook Bale's contribution. We all know what he done, but you can really think, oh yeah, well, we'll just carry on doing what we've done in the past. But I would honestly go back to a defensive shape. I think that's how it started, and then they migrated into, you know, a back 5 that will become a back 3, and you're too wide.
I'm not sure he's had the manpower to do that on this trip, though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking overall. A system of play which is recognisable.
Yeah.
And then whoever comes in, it's quickly, you've just got to adapt. This is the way we play.
Oh, the ball is given away again in midfield. This time Sheehan slipped, and it's 4. It's clipped home from distance by Benes, Laszlo Benes, and that puts it all in perspective for Wales. They have been absolutely thumped in Trnava, 4-0. And this long, difficult year for Rob Page has ended on a dreadful defeat. And that is the final whistle as well. So Slovakia head off to the Euros. Wales will slink off back home with a lot to think about, and with Rob Page facing a really uncomfortable summer. They have suffered a defeat by 4-0, their heaviest defeat since they were thrashed by Denmark in the Euros, delayed Euros in 2021. More fan pressure on Rob Page, a really uncomfortable summer, and they simply have to get it right with some of their big guns back in September, because it's finished in Trnava A really despondent Wales side walking off after a shameful draw against Gibraltar, and now a heavy thrashing by Slovakia. It's finished Slovakia 4, Wales 0.